It ain't as simple as it seems. They'll try and stop you every step of the way. But you gotta keep moving. No matter what. They've torn us apart. Fractured our society.
Hurry, Sam. You know what's at stake.
And the only way to save it is in my hands. My name is Sam Porter Bridges. It's my job to reconnect us.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, a.k.a. Mad Dog, and this is The Real, episode 184 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast. GG! Yes, those voices, of course, starting with Mr. Dreamy Twister, Mr. David Santos himself. What is up, sir?
Yeah, man. I feel like we should start. We should change up a bit the way we start the podcast. I feel like we always start.
Not this again.
It's too early. Didn't we just do this? Come on, man.
We just had an episode that was
No.
for the record, because it was I couldn't even get through it. I couldn't get through it.
I'm not saying that we should completely change the way, although that could also be an idea. But just I don't know. Introduce Chaos first this time. Or next time.
Next time. It's a little late now.
Yeah.
That voice from the other side of Florida is Mr. Chaos Reaper, a.k.a. Gilberto. What is up, brother?
Oh, God, just got out of work.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Oh, it's Monday. It's the beginning of the week.
Oh, it is your Monday. I'm so sorry.
Yes, it is.
It is our Friday. So,
Happy Friday, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And Mellow Monday to you, sir. Mellow Monday.
Mellow Monday.
Appreciate that.
If this is your first time listening, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. First off, go to goodgame.rocks. That is ROCKS. Join the conversation there. It takes you right to our Facebook group. Also, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do is we go into first what we've been up to, move on into various news items, and then finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic.
You forgot.
Literally, I had it up to view, and then I put it. Okay, Unforgiven. And of course, this is a topic from Mr. Dream Twister, which took me a week to post, and I apologize in advance. Unforgiven is regarding, well, I have 3 here, but I'm sure there's plenty you guys can bring up as well. Anthem, Ghost Recon, Fallout 76.
And
is there any way that these can be redeemed, that we can forgive, any way that they can make it back from the brink of death that they're in? For some reason, some of them are not so in death. Fallout 76 is, believe it or not, still making money. Don't know how, don't know who's giving them said money, but shame on you. Shame on you all.
Shame on you.
All right, guys, let's start the show with what we've been up to. But before that, I wanted to point out a little cocktail that we are enjoying. Mr. Gilberto, I am so sorry that you're not here to enjoy it, but believe me when I say you would love this if you had it. It's called the Blue Dream. How do you feel about that over there, Dreamy?
Oh, I'm loving it. It is a blue incantation. It feels like I'm on the beach right now. I'm just relaxing. I'm not, it's not spring break. It's not anything crazy. No. I'm just sitting down under a palm tree, in the shade, just listening to the waves, just listening to the sounds of the water. That's what this drink feels like. Or maybe I just have too much of it already.
Yes, maybe that could be. It's a little mixture of vodka, a little mixture of oh gosh, what was the other thing? Blue curacao, obviously what gives it the blue drink. Some white cranberry juice and a lime wedge. That's pretty much it.
That works. That works for me, man.
Yeah, I think so.
I would say it is a 9.5
So you guys owe me a drink.
cocktail on the GG cocktail.
So you guys owe me a
Scale.
drink.
Did what?
You guys owe me a drink.
We do, sir. We do, and I'm sending it to you right now via the interwebs.
There you go.
Okay, send it through the interwebs.
All right, guys. Let's start with what we've been up to. Mr. Hilberto, apparently you've got some new news to share.
Oh, yeah, I got some interesting news. After much deliberation with myself, I bought Modern Warfare.
Oh,
shit. Really?
I decided to get it over Outer Worlds mainly because this is a game that I can play with my wife, and I had to take that into consideration. So Outer Worlds will have to wait a little longer, but I am planning on getting it. I'm dying to play Outer Worlds. I haven't played the campaign yet, even though I did download everything, which I had to delete a few games that I will be taking an unspecified length of time of a break. I'm taking a break from it from an unspecified length of time, Overwatch included, because let me tell you, the game is huge for whatever reason.
Oh, the file game. Yes.
The file.
Yes.
Game file, yes.
It's I think it's over 100 gigs. It's just ridiculous. So on my days off, I'm planning on tackling that campaign. I don't know how long it is, but I'm hoping to do it in one day, if not
You'll be able to.
2 days.
Yeah.
And so I can uninstall all of that crap off my PlayStation. Because that is a good thing, though. You can download specific parts of the game.
So
Yes, that's right. I remember they're mentioning that. Okay.
yeah, I was gonna ask that. There's a way to just get the
multiplayer. If you want to have just a co-op on the multiplayer, you can do that. If you want just a campaign, you can do that. So there is, there is a way I can reduce the weight load.
Yeah.
Right. But what I played so far is the multiplayer, which I've enjoyed. It's honestly the old style Call of Duty that, for the most part, we know and remember. I don't want to say love because I don't know.
It
Probably
depends.
too strong of a word. Yeah. The weapons do feel different. Like the weight of the character, you feel heavier. The slide is not as smooth as other games. It feels more realistic, I guess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some complaints about the maps. I don't have a problem with the maps. They are pretty cluttered with stuff. There's always like barrels and boxes. There's always something in the way. But they don't look bad overall. I don't know how they pertain to the story, so whatever. They look pretty good. The weapons look really good. Honestly, that's all I gotta say about it. From what the little experience, mind you, because it hasn't been a lot, I'll give it like a 7.5.
Okay.
All right.
How much time have you put in it so far, roughly?
Maybe 6 to 8 hours.
Okay. That's a decent amount to get a good impression.
That's more time than the campaign is.
Usually, yeah, the campaigns are usually about that length.
I did had one good game where I started killing. I got an 11 kill streak, which I already had unlocked the chopper gunner. Mind you, this was on my wife's account, so it's technically her name on the screen. Yeah, of course. And I ended up 37-4.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is that? What's that? The KDR on that? I don't know. Is that it? That's the KDR?
37-4 is 9.25.
Damn. All right. So
Yeah.
color me impressed.
Dude, it was ridiculous. That chopper gunner was, I don't know. A friend told me that you can take it out pretty easily, but the people I played with apparently were not that bright because there was
unawares.
like one dude shooting at it, but I mean, I killed it. I had like 25 kills with that chopper gunner. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Nice.
How do you feel about the multiplayer in general compared to the multiplayer in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 4 or whatever they call it?
Oh, I prefer this one A
Yeah,
hell of
okay.
a lot more. Yeah. It's
Yep.
just, and then you strip it down of all that booster packs and supers nonsense.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
coming. Don't worry. Don't you worry. That'll be
well,
happening soon.
well, they didn't have supers, but then now you have skills, and some of
Mm.
the old perks are now skills, which actually sounds pretty cool. Like there's no more scavenger perk. Now you have a ammunition box, right? And you use it and you have a cooldown on it before you can use it again. So that's actually pretty neat. I really did enjoy that. Yeah, I mean, I really haven't unlocked a whole lot of weapons. I got the M4A1, which is probably the first weapon I've actually unlocked. I'm not even level 10 on my account. I'm like level 8. So I really haven't opened a lot. I haven't tried the hardcore mode either. I've played just regular team deathmatch, just to like get my feet wet again, you know. And yeah. Oh, I did watch Stranger Things season 3.
Yes.
Finally finished it. Oh my
What
god,
do you
it
think,
was
sir?
loved it. I didn't think I was gonna like it this much. I thought they were
That
gonna
ending, right?
lose.
We're
Yeah,
not going to spoil it, but that ending is.
yeah. I thought they were gonna lose some of that essence in this third season, and they really didn't. Oh
Yeah.
my god, they did it so well. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so very much. I mean they already announced the fourth one, by the way?
Yes, they have.
Yes, so very excited. I've been going crazy watching like theory videos on everything.
Oh, on what you think is going to happen? Yeah. Well, I'm trying not to. I probably will right beforehand, but I am currently planning because I think it's supposed to come out next summer. So I'm currently planning to fit in some sort of big watch party for seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be good shit.
Yeah, man. So other than that, I don't think I haven't watched anything other than that, and yeah, that's all I've played. I mean, I played a little bit of Apex and Mortal Kombat here and there, but you know, just the usual.
You
The usual
gotcha.
suspects.
All right, Mr. Dream Twister. What the hell have you been doing?
Well, man, I'll tell you after.
All right, back to no, just kidding.
You just don't want to hear it. You just don't want to hear it. But I have to say it because someone
mean-
has.
That would definitely make a different podcast.
Well played, sir.
Well,
Well played.
Chaos, fuck you. So I woke up this morning to the shocking news
Sorry.
that Death Stranding appears to be the most divisive game that we've had this year so far. And that's not just me saying it. There is an IGN article that literally says Death Stranding, this year's most divisive game. So that's all I gotta say about that. No, man. What have I been doing? I have been playing a ton of the Outer Worlds. What can I say about the Outer Worlds now that I have? Because last podcast I just like
I don't know.
into.
A stream
But-
would have been nice.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, shout out to Shadow. She has
Yes.
been streaming her gameplay. Good looking out, Shadow.
Yeah. I'm not sure I am loving this game. Don't get me wrong. Before you guys start punching me, it is a good game. It is a good game. Right now, I would say it definitely have that solid 7. This is preliminary, of course, because I haven't beaten it, obviously. But I'm just saying the way I feel right now is like sometimes I sit down to play, and sometimes I'm like trying to convince myself that I should, and that's never a good sign.
Oop,
You
definitely
know,
not.
and again, it's not a knockoff against the game. I feel like the game has a scrappy quality, to it, to me that I feel like I appreciate, and I'm looking forward to see what they do next, maybe, because this one's I've almost feels like it's running a little on the essentials only, a little bare. I don't want to say bare bones because it's definitely a good a full experience, and I don't want to call it cheap either because that has a bad connotation. What I will say is I'm glad that it's not, that it's not like this really long ass. It's not gonna end up being this really long ass RPG. It is very linear,
Mhm.
almost, almost to a fault. You know, you know where you need to go. There seems like it gives you the feeling like, oh, there is exploration, but there's really not that much of exploration because the area is they're not big areas. Where you go to, so eventually you kind of hit all the points everywhere. The story, I feel like it hasn't really picked up more from what you know at the beginning. And I was warned that was the case. I've heard a couple of people and from a couple of podcasts saying that, you know, for the first, you know, 10 hours or so, it takes a little bit for the story to really start picking up, you know. And maybe I just taking my time, but I feel like I'm an hour 15 now, and I'm still like waiting for, okay, I
Where's
still
the good
know
part?
not. I'm still enjoying it. It's just like, where is it gonna get? You know, like, okay, now I really can't stop playing it. You know, so but still, it is. I mean, if you like the Fallout formula and you want to play that formula, but cohesive, but right, you know, obviously grab this game. Grab this game because it's the best RPG to be playing, you know, right now. It's definitely an RPG that, you know what? It's definitely an RPG that respect your time.
I
You know,
want to. I
you
want
play
to.
you play with it, you played it, and it doesn't matter if you could just spend, you know, 30 minutes with it, and it's 30 minutes that you have done stuff. You know, it's 30 minutes of progress. So that's good. That's good.
For whatever reason, I want to be an asshole in it.
Yes, that's another thing.
That is my choice, and that is why I'm still enjoying the hell out of it.
I would love to know how you play. Oh, I think I mentioned I'm playing a mostly, if not exclusively, melee character.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
I'm just going full, you know, swinging hammers and feeling all like Thor
Let me ask
with
you
it.
this. Let me ask you something. Are there scythe?
Are there what? A what?
Scythe. Like, is there a scythe weapon?
Oh yeah, there is I haven't grabbed
What?
that yet, but there is. Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh.
there is.
Okay.
I saw an
How
enemy attack me with it.
original that the Reaper wants a scythe. I'm just
Oh.
saying. Just saying.
Yes.
It was meant to be. It was meant
See,
to be.
now this is a possibility of going full melee. Now it's a possibility.
Listen,
Nice.
I haven't used it, so I don't know how it feels. And for all I know, it might be completely garbage to use, and you're gonna be disappointed. But so far,
All right, I need a favor. I need a favor.
I'll
Get
try it. I'll try it. I will try to get it because I do want it because it looks cool. Also, another thing that looks cool is the science weapons, which I have grabbed a couple. You've seen the one from the trailer, you know, the one that
Anti-grav.
no, there's an anti-grav. That's awesome. No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one
Really?
that makes people smaller. Or
Oh,
you know,
I have seen that one. Yeah.
That sounds hilarious.
yeah. It's but I have used it to several degrees of success, and maybe it's because it's a gun, and I don't have that many points assigned to guns. Like most of my points are towards melee, towards defense, because of course I'm gonna be all upon, you know,
Of course.
and to dialogue. You
You
know,
gotta make yourself as bulletproof as possible.
and the way what I'm wearing, it looks like I'm I forgot what's the name of it, but it's supposed to be like some sort of constructor gear or something like that. Dude, I look like a fucking walking tank.
Really?
Like I wanted to take a screenshot because it looks like like it makes me it almost upsets me that the game doesn't have a third person view because I'm sure that it'll
I
look
was
like
just
a sort of
about to
badass.
ask you.
No,
No,
fortunately
doesn't have
not.
that. It's definitely, while I'm okay with it, I can definitely say it's still a knock against the game.
Yeah, because you get cool
Because it would
gear.
benefit from that, yeah.
Yeah, you get cool gear, and when you're
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to make the game playable in third person. Just give me a mode where I can like look at my character.
I mean, you can see your character in the menus, but I mean,
Yeah,
the
no,
menu
but
from
like
far.
in game though, like if like
Oh.
even if you give me a camera mode, I would accept that.
Maybe that's coming next. Well, I don't know if that's coming next. I'm also not super impressed with the graphics. Like it has a low quality feel to it in the sense that, for example, there's no light reflections, so
Really?
your character, there's no shadow, so you don't have shadow, you barely have any shadow. You know, you don't cast a shadow.
Sounds weird.
whenever you look at a game like that, it almost it kind of takes away from the immersion because you don't feel planted in the world. You feel like you're a walking gun. I mean, a floating gun, and that's because that's exactly what it is. When you look down, you have no feet. When
Oh, really? Wow, that sounds so
it's like I said, it's
backwards.
it's very basic in that sense. However, they had taken the time to polish that basic stuff, which in a way I'm okay with it. I would rather have that than have something that has like crazy transitions and all that, and it breaks down every 5 minutes. Bethesda says hello. One of the things I would love to have is have a cool transition of when I get off the ship. For example, when I get off the ship into a planet, where as soon as you just press the button to walk out of the airlock, and you're immediately transported into whatever area you're supposed to be. There's no transition or anything like that. And again, not that it's needed or anything like that. I'm not knocking it against it, because of that. I just give you examples of what I mean where I say this game it's very reduced. The game is also the installation is like 36 gigabytes or something like that. So it's not a big game. But yeah.
Let me ask you something. Is there crafting?
Not like crafting
not like your
from no. There's not crafting. There is mods and stuff that you can put on your gun and stuff, but not crafting. Not what the true meaning of crafting is.
Yeah. There is tinkering, but even the tinkering feels like
it's more stat tinkering. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you tinker a stat, and all you have to have is money and some resources, some weapon parts or armor parts, and with that you kind of like tinker your weapon. One cool thing that I have that I appreciate is if you like a weapon a lot, but you are already over leveling, you're over the level to use it. Like if it was a level 7,
right,
a gun array, and you're level 14, you kind of, if you tinker, you can tinker and retinker that weapon until you get it to the level. And its stats will grow with you. So you can take your favorite weapon all the way to whatever the level cap is. The problem is that you'll be paying for that.
Yeah, it costs
a lot of money
because it basically doubles every stat you go up. So the first one is like 30. What's the money in the ship? Whatever the money is, 30 smackaroons. It'll double to
honestly.
like 60 smackaroons.
You can say credits.
I think they call it dollars because I heard in the dialogue something mentioned in dollars. What I was thinking, like, really?
No, it's bits. Bits.
They're bits. Yeah, that's what they are. They're bits. Credit bits. Yeah.
So it'll cost you 30 bits for the first move. Next one 60, and it just keeps doubling. So it can get very expensive very quick.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because eventually you'll find a weapon that'll probably already have some of those stats. So it's like, well, do I need? I mean, I hold on to it as long as I can, and then when you find something better, you just move on to the next one.
At some point, you will outgrow stuff. Period.
Exactly.
Well, for the science weapons,
armor.
For the science weapons, you probably want to keep the weapons that you have. Like I found this hammer, and for a science weapon, I didn't feel like it was doing like a big deal. I mean, it looks cool, but every time I swung and hit something, it'll change the element stat. So, for example, I'll hit once and it will hit with a shock. I hit a second time and it'll hit with like poison,
fire.
I hit another time and yes, it'll hit with fire. I hit another one and it'll hit with radiation. Like every time I swing it, it will change the element that it was utilizing. So it's cool because you can put like a lot of debuffs. Yeah, you can put a lot of debuffs whatever you're attacking. But at the same time, you probably don't want to put a fire debuff on an enemy that hit their strength is fire.
Mm-hmm.
And one last thing before I move from this game is I find the game too easy. The fighting so far has been extremely easy to the point where I purposely put myself on hard, put the game on hard mode, so that I didn't feel like I was just like destroying left and right. But here's the problem. Well, here's the problem. in hard, the enemy now the normal humanoid enemies are a challenge, but it's still good, still manageable. It's still kind of easy, but the enemies that are supposed to be like the let's call them mini bosses or something are incredibly or not incredibly annoyingly hard. Annoyingly in the sense that is they hit you once, and remember I'm melee, so they're always gonna fucking hit me. So they hit me once and they drain like all my stuff. So I gotta hit it once, go back, take a hit of the albuterol or whatever the hell is that inhaler
The
that I
inhaler
use.
thing, yeah, yeah.
The inhaler thing, take a swig so that I could recharge my energy. Go back, give a couple hits, then go back. So it makes those fights less fun, but it makes the humanites decent because now they pose a challenge. Now you're not just like wrecking fools left and right.
Look at Dream.
It doesn't have It doesn't have the proper balance. I will say on that. But like I said, it's still an enjoyable game. What else did I do? I did watch a movie last night. Of all the days of the week where I could have picked to watch a movie, I picked up the worst day because it was Halloween yesterday, and
sounds like a great day to watch a movie.
Well, except that every 5 minutes I had to stop because somebody be ringing the bell, trick or treating. So I literally had to watch this movie with my thumb resting on the pause button because it was constant. I mean, I ran out of candy. Anyway, it was Sherlock Holmes.
Oh,
the 2009 Sherlock Holmes.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What did you
RDJ?
think, sir?
Dude, I loved it. It was so good.
That's the one with RDJ?
Huh?
Yes, that's the one with RDJ. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was great. It was great. It was one of those movies where even though you kind of could see, like if you were paying close attention, you kind of see where things were going. The reveals were still good no matter what. It was still cool finding out the things that happen on it. And I realized this is an old movie, but I'm still not gonna spoil anything on it because if you haven't had a chance to watch it, it is
Sure.
You should. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. Also, I like the obviously the setting. Of course, it's like they don't mention the year, but it's what is it? What would you say that year is? 19.
Actually, no. I was thinking more like 18 because it's
18?
horse and carriage. Yeah, so it's like 18. Let's call it 1887.
They mentioned the Civil War happening in the United States.
That was in the 1800s.
Oh, the 1800s. Yeah, so the 1800s. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Have you watched the show yet?
No, I haven't. It's does it have that same vibe?
Yes, it does. It's very good too.
But in the present time. Well, I mean,
you're talking about the present one. Oh,
yeah, with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh
Yes.
God,
Oh,
yes,
that was
such
awesome.
an amazing show.
Really?
I
Okay.
mentioned it before on the podcast.
I'm down with that now.
Yes, on Netflix.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for a good series to watch with my wife. So.
Oh, then you guys will.
And I love
enjoy
Benedict Cumberbatch. So.
Yeah, you guys will definitely enjoy that. It's
That's good.
such a good show.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm down. I'm down for that. I also there was one night. And I'm gonna close with this. There was one night that I was gonna sit down to play the Outer Worlds, but I really wasn't feeling it. So I just loaded up a House Party.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you,
Yes.
there has been some updates on that game, and
my God.
I am really fucking liking it. I don't know. That is my biggest guilty pleasure. I don't know why. I love this fucking game. Maybe because it's so stupid, it's so cheesy, and dude, it's stupid. I'm not gonna say any more about that. House Party is available on Steam right now. A solid 9.0 out of 100.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you, Dreamy, for that wonderful segue there. I'm just going to jump into
You also been playing House Party?
No,
How do you follow that
that's
up?
what I'm
How do you
saying. I have to
follow
go
that
back
up?
to Outer Worlds, and this is a great way to segue from House Party. No, I also play the Outer Worlds. I'm not as, not that you're down on it, but I'm actually leaning towards
hate
more
it.
like an 8. I'm actually enjoying it, but I'm enjoying it because I'm not fighting a lot, and that's because I'm talking my way out of it, either intimidating or persuading, and I love it. And then sometimes I'll go back, like, I gotta go back to this guy, and I'm just like, you know what? We're just gonna take his ass out, and that's it. And I just randomly start attacking everybody, and I have been upgrading my companions in the sense that, you can give them gear and stuff. You don't have to give them anything, to be honest with you, but you can give them gear and weapons and stuff, and I do, which really makes it just like when I wreck house, man, I am wrecking house. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, and I'm all cool with that. It is. I really don't think I've died more than the very first time before I got a gun. The moment I had a gun, it was like it's been it. I just been fine with the game, but overall, I'm loving the conversations. It is very well written. It is funny, especially if you choose a weird response to something that you normally wouldn't respond, just like a sarcastic comment, and just loving to see where the where the story takes you at that point. I don't know. I've threatened a bunch of people, and I'm just getting stuff, because they're like, "Oh no." I'm really digging the game, and it is also a much more linear game than Fallout, and I'm okay with that. I think that's, to me and to the time that I have nowadays. I don't want another open world. Go anywhere, run into any. I don't have the time. So I'm actually appreciating this more because it is more linear. It's, hey, go. Here's the next thing to, yeah, you can wander off, but you don't have to, because the story will eventually take you to those locations anyway. So I'm enjoying it, and I obviously I won't go into any details on any of the storyline, but there was one decision pretty early on that I ended up choosing. I ended up just choosing what would probably not be the right way to go, but I love the fact that shortly before I made the decision, one of my companions wanted to express how maybe I shouldn't do this because some really good people, and I'm like, thank you for letting me know and this, and of course the companion's like, really, I didn't know if we can talk this way, and then there's something, of course. I mean, I always want some input from you, and then I go ahead and still do the thing she doesn't want me to do, and it's just so wonderful, you know. I don't know. That's why I'm digging it. I get it. I agree with everything as far as when it comes to the look of the game. The game looks good. It's very colorful for what it is. It's weird sometimes. So sometimes I can't even recognize that something's there because of all this color, But I still like it. It's still original. It's still it has its own flair, even though it's clearly copying a lot of what the old Fallout was. And I still like it. I still enjoy it. Like I said, the best part about it is the dialogue options, the voice acting, and the writing. Because the writing is pretty funny especially when you go off on different things. So I'm enjoying that. That's really all I have been playing. I wanted to bring up something that I already bring up to Dreamy because he heard it before. Is anyone familiar with the name Sturgill Simpson?
I wasn't until today.
Sturgill Simpson. So Sturgill Simpson, believe it or not, people who know me well know that I am not a fan of country music. It's just not my genre. I don't really care anything for country music whatsoever. And hey, kudos to those who do. It's just not my jam. And this guy is a big country music star. So obviously I didn't hear about him at all until very recently. His last album, he basically exploded into the rock genre. Something apparently I've looked into, he's kind of wanted to do, but because of where his background was and who he was connected to, they were like, no, you really should stick with this. This is where it's at. Country is where it's at. It's always going to be there, blah, 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 blah. This album, it's called Sound and Fury, is awesome. And the reason I even know about it is because he has a special on Netflix called Sound and Fury. It's the name of the album. It literally is the album. The whole entire album plays. It's about 45 minutes long. And it plays to music videos that are animated in Japanese anime by famous anime artists, ones who've done Afro Samurai, another one that's done the Batman Ninja. Yeah, so it's absolutely crazy, and the music on top of that is pretty fucking awesome. So I cannot recommend this thing more because let me tell you, I absolutely have been doing nothing but listening to this album all the time now. When I'm not listening to podcasts, this is what I have blasting from my car or from the house, especially by myself. And I'm not playing if I'm just, I don't know, cooking or something. It's just dan, 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 just in the background. I definitely recommend it. I also recommend watching the Netflix. You can see the anime. The anime is really well done. There is a story there, but it's one of those stories you kind of have to pull from what you're seeing, but still pretty cool. And so it's called Sound and Fury on Netflix, and really, really good. The other thing that I saw is I started watching again. Season 2 of Jack Ryan came back. This actually started yesterday.
Yeah, my wife saw that and she got very excited about it.
Dude, it's a great show. If you have not watched Jack Ryan, it's on Amazon Prime. Great show. If you don't know who Jack Ryan is, this is the Tom Clancy character that started off in, was it not Clear and Present Danger, Patriot Games? Patriot Games. And
was that a Hunt for Red October?
Is that the first one?
I thought that's what.
Well, maybe that's, yeah, they're all.
I could be wrong.
Hunt for Red October, the Patriot Games. Basically a bunch of movies that are out there, which are all great films for the record, because the source material is pretty good too. So this is it's a show, and so it's season 2 just started, and man, it's so good to have it back. And the last thing I wanted to bring up is, in celebration of this year's Halloween, I wanted to revisit an old horror film, if you will, and we decided to watch Silent Hill once again, right? 2009, I think it is, 2009's Silent Hill. Has anybody seen this movie?
Silent Hill, no.
I think I've seen the whole movie or a lot of the movie, but not all of it.
2006, excuse me, not 2009.
It's been a while.
I think today, and I still watched it, and I get it. It does have its issues, particularly in the writing, because you can tell that the writing is because what the characters say is just like, who says that? Nobody would say this, or it just feels like an awkward point to say, you know what I mean? But other than that, I don't think there's a movie that does justice to how do I say it? A video game movie that does justice to its source material. This movie feels, sounds like Silent Hill, the first 2, right? If you want to go with the best ones. There's this great eerie soundtrack. When the sirens happen and everything goes dark, man, I remember seeing it in the theater, and I was just like, man, this is so freaking cool, because it's exactly, I still think this is in short, I'm saying this is, I think, the best video game movie. Now, is that saying much? No, because I'd still probably give it a 7.75. But that's because everything else is pretty much shit before that. You know what I mean? It really is very good. It has some moments that are very graphic, and it's just like, whoa. Watching it again, this is, I don't know, I've watched it a bunch of times. Watching it again, I was like, man, I forgot how graphic that moment was. And it was like
graphic as far as scary, or as far as gory,
as gory, basically.
Oh shit.
There is it's old, so I mean it's a bit. There's a moment. I
remember enjoying the movie.
Yeah, there's a moment where, so you remember the guy with the triangular head? What did they call? Pyramid head. Thank you. The pyramid head appears in the thing, and let me tell you, he's freaking not. He is, menacing. When you see him,
he is. Yes, he is. Such a good character.
He is. And when he grabs a character, dude, he literally rips their skin from their body and literally throws it at a church. One move, and it's done swift, and it's one of those moments you're like, he was like, did I just see that? You know what I mean? I'll never forget no.
It's such a great moment.
It is. It is so insane. You're like, fuck! I can't even believe. It's so abrupt and.
What do you mean? But like peeling like a banana.
No.
dude.
He literally grabs, like he's holding up the person by their neck, grabs their chest, and you know how you would grab skin and you just kind of wrap it around your fist as you're gripping it. That's what you see on their chest, and and it just blood
rips
comes.
the skin
It
out,
happens
bro.
so quick, and blood goes everywhere. Now, to be fair, you don't see the body or anything, but man, that moment it's enough to know what happened without having to see what happened, and then the spray that captures the other characters, like, holy fuck, did that just happen? Because it's so
shit.
out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And at that point you realize, okay, now you know why they're afraid. So there's no doubt at this point.
Holy shit.
Easily, guys. Seriously, the camera angles. I don't know if you remember the game when you're walking through some of the alleys, how the camera would be up, like you're coming at the camera, and then the camera will pan up, and he's walking. It's doing the same thing. It's like, I don't know if the director or anybody involved played the game, but they definitely did their homework. You know what I mean? Because they kept all that true. Anyway, we watched it again. I enjoyed it again, and if you haven't seen it, just do it. I think it's a good movie. It is a good movie. It is a good movie. And Sean Bean's in it, and he doesn't die. So,
spoilers.
Of the millions of movies that Sean Bean has died in, by the way, that's a thing. I don't know if you guys know. He's constantly.
Sean Bean always dies.
Yeah. Not here, guys. Not here.
Sean Bean always dies.
He makes it to the end. He makes it to the end.
SeanBeanAlwaysDies.com. I see that's registered.
That, gentleman, is all that I have been up to. Welcome back, guys, and it is now time for our trailer of the week.
Trailer of the week.
Yes, thank you so much, gentlemen. Our trailer of the week, guys, is a little title coming to Netflix called The Witcher.
The Witcher.
Oh, my goodness. What did you guys think of this trailer?
For the third time, we have granted it the trailer of the week because it's well deserved.
It is.
I mean, seriously, when I heard his voice, I was like, wow. I was not expecting to sound that good.
Exactly.
My wife
was like, wait a minute.
My wife actually mentioned that comment. Like, she only watched me play The Witcher a couple of times, but she was like, man, he sounds just like the guy on your game.
So good. I was like, whoa, wait, this is who? No way.
Yeah, very, very well done.
Geralt.
I know we've brought it up before, but this one before, but it was a teaser, I think, before. I'm not sure if we made it a trailer of the week, but maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But this is actually the official trailer. Comes out December 20th, guys, just in time for Christmas. If I've ever had a good Christmas gift, it is this, guys.
All I want for Christmas is The Witcher on Netflix.
Yeah. Exactly. So a couple things that I did like of the trailer. First off, it does look epic. It really looks like this is their, I hate to say it, but their
put some money.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, exactly. This is their big epic show that they're probably going to spend a lot, because all that costs money, all the costumes, all the areas, all and the special effects, right? Because you saw several creatures. Oh my god, I just can't wait, guys! I cannot wait. We saw a lot of Yennefer, excuse me. Also, when you, I don't know if you noticed, but in that first scene when she's talking and she's got that little veil on her face, there appears to be like this massive orgy happening behind them. I don't know if you noticed that.
Wow.
I was like, whoa, what the hell is that about?
That is so Witcher.
I wasn't paying attention to it, but yeah, it would be very Witcher of them.
Exactly. I was like, but that answers the question, right? It's like, nope, guys, we're not holding anything back. The world is the way the world is in the Witcher stories, and yep, that's what we're bringing to the table. So
that's what we want.
Exactly. Also, not to mention the when we first heard the cast of Henry Cavill, so we were thinking like, really, like we're gonna have Superman be The Witcher? It's gonna be kind of
Superman no
weird.
more. He is now Geralt, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. For now, I mean, for the little bit, because we haven't seen it just yet, other than the trailers. But for the little bit, you can see like, oh yeah, he could definitely, he definitely seems like he could pull it off. Now, whether he does or not, I
I mean,
would
he
reserve
definitely
that
got the
judgment.
voice down.
He got the voice down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
For
got the voice
sure.
down. And also, the cast of characters. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did I see Dandelion?
I didn't see Dandelion, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was there 'cause he's one of his oldest friends, so
I
it
think
only
I
makes
saw
sense
that.
to have him there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense to have him there. Also, the recreating the bath scene.
Yeah.
When he's taking the bath.
As soon as I saw, I was like, really? Of all the things you need to,
Oh, come
need
on!
to
You
do.
need to. You need to. You need to.
Of course, in the bath. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Witcher takes bath.
Absolutely. Of course,
That's
Siri
a
was
good
in.
thing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Who's the purple eyes?
that's Yennefer. Yennefer, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, Yennefer's supposed to have purple. I don't think we could ever saw it in the game, but
They look
her
amazing.
description of yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I'm very curious because her history in the books, from what I've read so far, right? Because I haven't finished all the books, kind of went into a little bit of like a quick synopsis. It was never in depth. It never actually happened. It was more just discussed. So it looks like they're gonna show a little bit more than it was actually done. So I'm curious to see how that goes through. Yeah, man. But it looks like it's gonna be good, guys. I don't know.
It looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
All right, guys. Well, that's our trailer of the week. The Witcher, coming December 20th to Netflix. Thinking of taking a couple days off right around that time, just for that alone.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's move into our useless news that you can use. Speaking of TV series, fantasy TV series, a new Game of Thrones prequel is officially on the way, and it is called House of the Dragon. A Targaryen-focused prequel set 300 years before the events of Game of Thrones has officially been picked up to a series by HBO. The announcement was made by Casey Bloys, a president of programming at HBO. And on the bright side, guys, the original Game of Thrones creators are not involved. Woo! No, I take it back. They did a lot of good until the very end.
They're also not. They're also
Ruined
not
it.
involved. Not involved in the Star Wars, the next Star Wars trilogy.
Spoilers. There's another news piece. Damn, bro.
Oh, there you go. Well, you might as well put it in there
All right,
too.
we'll throw it
That
out there.
was a
too.
twofer.
Yeah. I guess I should have linked them, right? Fortunately, DB Wise and I can't remember the other guy names, who were involved with the future Star Wars project, have officially not, or I think I want to say they parted ways. I don't want to speculate here, but they definitely parted ways. So not involved with that anymore as well. So yeah, they fucked up the last season, for nothing. Just saying.
Well, how about a three-fer? I have another one. It has
talk-
to be with Game of Thrones. Oh, HBO cancels the Game of Thrones spin-off starring Naomi Watts.
Oh yes.
It was one of three projects well in works at HBO. The Game of Thrones prequel starring Naomi Watts have been reportedly canceled, Dateline reports. The prequel, not to be confused with the four other gestating Game of Thrones spin-offs in the works at HBO, was set to take place thousands of years before the original HBO series. James Goldman wrote the script, which focused on the Age of Heroes and the first battle between man and the White Walkers.
Wow, that's way back. Yeah, okay.
That's way back. Yeah. Jane Goldsman of Kingsman, actually, I think it was one of the other things that he did. I don't know if produced, directed, I don't know, or wrote. Who was going to star in an unspecified role was joined by Marquise Rodriguez from Manifest, John Sims, Strangers, Richard McCabe, Phillips and Dick's Electric Dreams, John Heffernan from Dracula, and Dixie Egerix from Summerland. I have not seen any of those things. According to Deadline reports, post-production and filming issues contributed to the cancellation. And then, of course, you mentioned that House of Targaryen thing is going full swing. So that's still happening.
Awesome.
And then there's more stuff from Game of Thrones. Other 3 episodes. I don't know.
I mean, there was a bunch of them that were like started, right? And it's just a bunch of ideas, and I guess they wanted to do a little bit of all of them, but there's only so much money, right? You're not gonna be able to fund all these freaking shit. The Game of Thrones show was like one of the most expensive shows on TV ever. So you're gonna have 3 or 4 of them running at the same time. It's impossible, So they're just picking the story that's gonna probably have the most interest. And the Targaryens and their history, that's pretty much the most interest right there.
Yeah. That, at least something a little bit more relatable to the events of the Game of Thrones.
No, come on, man. We all know that we just want to see dragons.
True that.
Oh, you get dragons.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't have Game of Thrones without dragons because
that's why we're looking at the Targaryens, because nobody else got dragons.
We had them for like 4 seasons, didn't we? Or 3 seasons?
Yeah, whatever.
We didn't have any dragons. Next, who has the next story?
Oh, I do.
Yes,
so I'll bring it up first because at some point we have to. But apparently BlizzCon is happening right now.
Oh yeah,
that's a thing.
It is.
Which, by the way, Blizzard opened up with an apology from the president himself, apologizing to the fans.
The president of the United States?
Oh, Blizzard.
I'm just kidding.
So, and I'm going to read this from The Verge. This is a quote from him, apparently, what he said. Blizzard had the opportunity to bring the world together in a tough Hearthstone esports moment about a month ago. We did not. We moved too quickly in our decision making, and then to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk to all of you. Brack said on stage during the beginning of the BlizzCon opening ceremony. When I think about how most unhappy I am, I think about 2 things. We didn't live up to the higher standards we set for ourselves. Second, we failed in our purpose. For that, I am sorry and I accept accountability. There we go. English
Nailed
words. Hard. So, how do you guys feel about this?
It had to be done. I mean, it's one of 2 things, right? You're either not going to talk about it at all and just let the elephant sit in the room and become this awkward thing, or you make it the first thing you say, you apologize profusely, and hey, guess what, guys? We have a bunch of games we need to show you. And that's what they went with.
Agree. I think in this case, I mean, they have protesters like right at the gates outside of BlizzCon, going all crazy. They even acknowledged them, and it was the right thing to do to start with that. Now, whether that is just more words, I feel like, okay, maybe it's not it's not the place to, it's not the forum to discuss what they're going to do with Blitzchung, the player that got banned.
Mm-hmm.
But also they say nothing. They just said, okay, you know what? We fucked up, guys. We obviously didn't show our, what our, what Blizzard is about, yada, yada. And here's some games. I feel like, okay, so what are you guys going to do about the damage that was already done? Is he getting reinstated back into the Hearthstone? Is he getting his full pot of money back? Or what about?
They reduced his ban to 6 months and they reinstated his winnings.
Yeah. What about the fact that you're still looking like a freaking shield corporation of China? Even though you are based in California in the United States. What about?
They're mostly owned by Tencent, though.
No, they only own about 18% of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of their business comes from China, though.
But the market is huge, exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean 18 to 20. That's 20% of their market share. Just think about that. That's a fifth of your market. If you make what $1 billion, then that's
It's
$200 million.
well,
That's a lot of
well,
fucking money.
let's not confuse the market the ownership versus market share is something entirely different. Market share, I believe, is larger. I think China. I mean, China's a huge market, and obviously one that it behoove companies, especially public traded companies, to make sure that they can actually penetrate and reap the benefits. With that said, with the actions that were taking place here, all we heard were words. All we heard it was like I'm sorry, which is fine, yes, but okay, so what are you gonna do about it next time? Are you still gonna act like like a Gestapo police? Well, maybe not. I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. It's like, are you still gonna act like a chill for the China government?
Well,
It's still. Are they still? The what were you gonna say?
I mean, they're saying that it's not what was not exactly just the content of the message, but what the message itself was.
Mm-hmm.
That it was a political statement that, in their eyes, has no place in that tournament.
That's fair.
Which I can see. I can see some sense behind that. True,
Yeah.
the
But the way
tournament
they
may
acted,
not
though.
be right. But that's the problem. That's why he says that the thing he's sorry most is that it took so long to talk to everybody, which is true. It took too long. Now it just looks like you finally understood that this is what you should have done, and now you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I mean, let's. You know what? Let's see how they handle it next time, because now there's no excuse.
Oh, but
Now
there've been other times that they banned other people. There's 3 U.S. college students that were participating in the college circuit. They got banned, and another Twitch user who expressed support doing a live stream of the European leg of the Hearthstone's Masters tour. What? So yeah, they got banned too, or another Twitch user got banned too.
So basically, I
They're
mean, they just made
sticking
the
to what they
statement.
said.
Yeah, I was going to say they make the statement, but evidently that's not enough for them to change their mind on what they're, you know, they're not going to change their mind on this. They're not making any difference on it. Blitzchung, for the record, has actually been signed by another, like, a league. He is esports team. So let me see here. Professional esports team Tempo Storm has signed Blitzchung to its Hearthstone program. It announced earlier this week. So screw you guys. I'm going to another team. That's what's happening there.
There you go.
So and they did that because they even made a statement as to no, they didn't agree with the actions, how it was taken, and he was just standing up for anyone who feels that their nation needs to do something, and they need to make some sort of change. When you have an actual pulpit, when you have an audience, just a little bit of a responsibility to say, hey, I'm here and I have this moment to say something. Not you're going to say it every freaking time, but you know what? I'm going to take this moment to say it, and I won't say it again. So you guys know, so that the world knows. And you know what? Now the world knows. And I think, honestly, it's better off for it. I think the whole cause is better off for it because the world knows now. So,
Yeah.
I find that commendable. Real quick, I did want to bring up, as of 2018, Asia Pacific made up 13% of Activision Blizzard's total revenue. So it's not that much. It's still big, for the record.
It's still big,
yeah, that's still huge. But it's and it's growing. But I guess it was 2018. This year, I think I saw it was up to 19%. So it's just growing. So they obviously stand to lose money if Asia.
If they get banned from
exactly.
China, they're probably
They stand to lose a good chunk there. So
yeah.
I know Blizzard happened, and we have lots of stories for it, but I wanted to quickly go through these 2 quick pieces because they are important and good to know. PlayStation Plus free games for November.
Yes.
They will get access to 2 spooky games. Teen Ninja's action role-playing game, Neo, and the first-person horror game, Outlast 2 are both coming to PlayStation 4 and will be available on the PlayStation Plus for November 5th. Very excited for that because Neo is one of those games where I didn't buy into because I just didn't know much about it. And now it doesn't matter. I could just get it. So
you would like it. You really like it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I would. From what everybody's told me, I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Xbox Games with Gold offers.
Meanwhile, dude.
All right. Let me get to it. Let me sorry.
I can't even.
We got Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, coming November 1st through the 30th for Xbox One. The Final Station, which I actually have on PlayStation 4, and it's not bad, coming to Xbox One from November 16th through December 15th. Star Wars Jedi Fighter will come to the Xbox One and 360 from November 1st to the 15th.
Jedi Starfighter.
I'm sorry, Jedi Starfighter. You're absolutely right. And then Joyride Turbo will come from November 16th to the 30th for the Xbox One and 360. So, yeah, it's a little lopsided, I would say. Interesting, but
has there ever not been Has there ever been that? And I'm not throwing.
There has, for the record. I mean, yes, it's once a year, but for the record, it has.
I mean, look at this stuff. You're getting two fantastic games on PlayStation, and then you're getting I don't know how Sherlock Holmes scored, but it couldn't have been that hot if I had never heard about this game before. And the other one you just said it's okay, and Jedi Starfighter, a game from 2011. 2011? Maybe it's 2009. I could be wrong. Anyway, the thing is, the offer, for the fact that Xbox is doing amazing with the Game Pass, it's an incredible offer. It's an unparalleled offer. What you get for the price that you get for all the games that you get and the ways that you can play those games. Xbox Game Pass is it's a league of its own. Right now it has no competition. But Xbox Live, on the other hand, what the hell is that? What are those? What it feels like you're getting pittance, like nothing.
For the record, Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter has a 71 on Metacritic.
Oh, okay. It's almost a 7.
59% from PC Gamer, a 5 out of 10 from IGN.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds like a winner.
Yeah.
Who has the next piece?
Oh, I'm gonna take this up and say that. What is it? Blizzard announces Overwatch 2.
Yes, I knew it. I was like, I'm not even going to touch Overwatch. I was like, this has to be.
It has to be you. It has to be you. Yeah.
I watched. They released a cinematic trailer called 0 Hour, and it's actually pretty cool. For some reason, they introduced Brigitte to May. They never seen each other before. I mean, she's been in the game for a month. I don't see how you, but I guess whatever recent story that we've never seen before. So they're adding new heroes, maps, and game modes. I'm hoping that one of them will be what is it? Single player campaign, because that'd be cool.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping. I'm not exactly sure, and I don't see it in this article here.
I see it more being like a co-op. Or you know what? Probably a hard mode. For all I know, it's probably gonna be something like that, or a special mode. It could be a special, cool, mode that you play in co-op. I just don't see it being a single player campaign. I hope so, but
I don't see anything here about a campaign mode. But I know that somehow, some way, Overwatch 1 will cross-play with Overwatch 2. I know that all of your progress, all of your scans, which that's basically it, all of your scans, stickers, and voice lines, everything will transfer over. So I think that's actually pretty cool, because especially for people that, like me, I haven't invested a lot, but people that have invested money, and not to mention the endless hours leveling up and getting all these loot boxes to get all this gear. It's good to know that it will carry over. That I didn't just waste my time on this one game. That it's gonna, until it closes its servers at some point, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'll be able to show my old skins that I've gotten through the events, like the Dracula skin and well, those are I would just
That
have
is cool.
the Halloween skins. But yeah, I mean, I have a shitload of skins. I have hundreds of cosmetic items for each character, mostly.
And we all know that you like showing skin.
What?
I'm saying you like
was-
showing those skins, that you get them, and it's, I mean, obviously you get them from the loot boxes. You want to show them off.
You know what's funny? I actually use the classic skin more than any other skin.
Because it's more rare now.
Well, no, it's just because that is the reason I bought that game. Like, Reaper was the reason I bought that game.
Yeah, I don't
So,
think
like-
Reaper looks cooler than any other.
Oh, I've actually been using the Nevermore skin.
Oh, I don't know what it looks like, but I bet it's cool.
Oh, it's awesome. He's got some really cool skins.
Yeah. Overwatch
Wait,
2.
before we move on to another piece, Sojourn? Nothing on that?
What?
No. So, am I saying his name wrong? Or
Oh,
her
the
name
characters? I don't
Yeah.
like. Well, I didn't. The only new hero I saw was Echo, which is the robot that was flying around. I don't know who this Sojourn character is.
wrong? Okay.
That might be a new character.
I just read this on the news article, and like I have no idea who he is. He was not in the trailer, so. But
Yeah, I got a little-
the
I
robot
got a
was
little
pretty cool to see.
Okay. I didn't see the robot, but a little snippet. Sojourn has been a figure in the history of Overwatch since the game's launch. She originally showed up in the animated short Recall as one of the agents who received a message to rejoin Overwatch. She later appeared in Anna's Origins video as a member of Anna's team, suggesting strong relationship with other heroes like Soldier, 76, McCree, and Reinhardt. So it's a little bit of
Interesting.
history there. Okay.
Oh, so it's probably a character that they just kept on the sidelines. I haven't noticed. Interesting.
Okay, cool. Guys, surprise also from BlizzCon. This one is coming out of left field. You did not expect this.
Oh yeah, hit me.
Blizzard announces Diablo 4.
What?
I know.
Surprising no one.
And
Wait.
get this.
Is this mobile?
It's notable.
I mean, we all have
That's
telephones.
crazy.
We all have phones, right? So
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Obviously mobile.
Let me make sure that I'm not reading into early April joke or late April joke. April Fool's joke. Diablo 4 is coming, Blizzard says today, finally confirming the much anticipated sequel after years of speculation. New cinematic trailers for the game showed a group of treasure hunters fighting against what could be demons or private equity executive. Jason Schreier, you're trying to be funny. Blizzard says the game takes place many years after the events of Diablo 3, after millions have been slaughtered by the actions of the High Heavens and Burning Hells alike. In the vacuum of power, a legendary name resurfaced. On stage at BlizzCon 2019, director Luis Barriga talked about how the game aims to recreate the series' dark roots. So I guess no more unicorns and rainbows like they accused Diablo 3 when it came out. So much so that Blizzard created a secret level that was literally that. It was like Candyland with rainbows and like plushies that will come in and attack you in brutal ways. And that was all crazy. That was crazy and fun. I'm not gonna die. I really enjoyed Diablo 3. I really like the Diablo series.
Somebody spoiled it for me. They gave me this ultra powerful gear, and I literally just went through the whole game like a hot knife through butter.
Really? It must have been on the early where you could get where you could buy gear.
Yeah, well, I don't
had the
know.
option.
It was some hack gear that he got online, and I really was enjoying the story. And after I got that, because I was one-shotting everything, it
Yeah.
really was no fun.
Oh,
But
no.
apparently, at some points of the game, you need that broken gear. But I wasn't there yet, so I kind of like did enjoy it.
No, well, you can't do that anymore on the game. I mean, yes, you could actually become very, very powerful, but now you have to work for it. Now there's no hacky way of doing it because the game's constantly checking with the server. There's no auction house anymore, uh, and yeah. Apparently,
Yeah, I don't
they
know if
took
I'm gonna
steps
go
to
back.
prevent that. No, I mean it's too late. Right now it's too late. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah, so they're going towards that because Diablo 2 was very dark. It was very gritty and very almost gory. I want to say in a sense, even though you didn't necessarily see up close, the gore. You did see like bodies like cut in half and destroyed and all that kind of stuff. And then
Fun
Diablo 3 kind
stuff.
of shied away from it. Yeah, but Diablo 3 kind of shied away from it, and the color palette that they chose to use, it was again, it got mocked on because I mean there was an area that it even looked like it had a rainbow, and everybody, of course, that was early when that game came out. The people were complaining about the fact that the game looked too cartoony and too like happy-go-lucky for what people expect of Diablo. So they're trying to avoid anything that has to do with that. And there were two trailers released. One of them is like a 5-minute gameplay trailer, and another one is like I want to say probably like 18 minutes long. Probably not that long. Um, but it was a long CGI. I'm sorry, yeah, no, not that long. 9 minutes and 21 seconds. I don't know where I got the 18 minutes from. 9 minutes 21 seconds, and that one was pure cinematic, But it's that Blizzard cinematic that is unparalleled, Because credit where credit is due, Blizzard does know how to make some fucking amazing CGI, and it sets the tone. Even though you might not care about the game at all, you owe it to yourself to at least watch the trailer just so you can see like, okay, this is how far we have come, technology wise, because it looks breathtaking, it looks amazing, and it's very, very dark and really, really awesome. And then they show the gameplay trailer, which I appreciate the fact that they showed, what it was going to look like, because you get to appreciate the fact that, oh yeah, this is a little bit better looking than Diablo 3, but I mean it's definitely, it's not breaking the mold. If you like Diablo 3, you're surely gonna like this one from the looks of it. It looks like prettier, but it almost looks like a up-res expansion pack. You know. So yeah, Diablo 4. Now you can be content. Now.
Now you can be content. Okay.
Yes.
My next piece, guys, is a quick one. It is PlayStation 4 officially the second best-selling console ever, surpassing PlayStation 1, I believe is the one that needed to, but of course, falling short of PlayStation 2. Right now, it brings the total of 102 million units sold through. And, of course, PlayStation 2 is way out there, 150 million units. But, yeah, good stuff. I don't think that's... What do you guys think? That's the little time that we have left, I don't think it's going to even get close to PlayStation 2 numbers at this point.
I don't think PlayStation 4s are going to be, selling enough to reach PlayStation 2 status. But it's still amazing the fact that they got to where they got. Especially considering that nobody cared about consoles this generation, remember?
I
remember.
I think with the backwards compatibility of the PS5, I think that's what's going to really stop the PS4 from reaching PS2 levels. Yeah.
It's true. Makes sense.
Well, people now are waiting for the next generation, right? Nobody's going like, oh, this is, I've waited all this time, and I guess now should be the time that I'll buy a PlayStation 4.
I've had at least two people. I've had at least 2 people recently tell me if it's worth buying a PS4. Like, well, you can get it used, and yeah, sure. But next year the PS5 is coming out, so whatever.
Yeah. You waited way too long, my friend. Way too long.
Exactly.
Who has the next piece?
I'm dry.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, you're dry? Okay. I thought you said I'll drive. I'm like, okay.
No,
take us
no,
home.
I'm dry.
Another Anthem another
Oh
Anthem
my
lead
God.
departs BioWare. Anthem continues to lose its champions within BioWare. I'll probably say BioWare continues to lose its champions. Chad Robertson, BioWare's head of live service, is leaving the studio. Robertson, a 14-year veteran, revealed the news on Twitter this week, promising to share more news about his next job soon. And the tweet reads, "This is my last week with BioWare. I've been with the company for 14 years, and I'm grateful for everything I've been part of here. Star Wars: The Old Republic, Anthem, the Austin studio, and BioWare are in good hands. You can expect great things ahead. Rest in peace, BioWare." No, I said that.
That's funny. It would be hilarious if you said that.
It'd be like, this ship is sinking. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm
That
out.
would be legendary. I would be that guy. I would seriously follow that guy on every fucking social media feed. After I was like, you've earned a follower, my friend. Oh,
It's good to know that.
There's still
sorry.
people working on Anthem?
Yes, I'm believe it or not, they're keeping it afloat.
what the fuck does that say? I no, even better. There's people playing Anthem. Who the fuck is still playing that shit?
People still, working at BioWare is the sad thing. It's like, I am so concerned for these people because Dragon Age 4 is not coming until 3 years, tops. Well, I guess their jobs are secure, right? Because I mean that's the last thing.
Got some work to do.
They got. That's the only thing they have left to work on.
What do you guys are more surprised that people are still playing Anthem or Fallout 76?
Honestly,
oh man,
it's a bit of a toss-up.
That's a hard one.
Honestly,
that should be a topic.
The fan base for Fallout 7, well, I get this technically are hot topics, but just to say, I think the fan base for Fallout in general, not just Fallout 76, just the franchise itself, the brand, I think the fan base is there, and that's the only reason why that game continues. Why Anthem is still going, I haven't a clue. I have no idea. I don't know anyone who plays it. I knew people who did. But I don't know who plays it now. I hear or have read that, very few people are out there playing it, but it's still a thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, it made money. It made money. Whether that money was
it did make money.
Everybody
Absolutely.
that bought it at the beginning, that's
it was
something
very
else.
front loaded. Yep.
But hey, yeah. I was going to say Chad Robertson is the second Anthem custodian to leave BioWare following the game's launch, having only recently been taken over by lead producer Ben Irvin. When the game's original creative moved to other projects, Irvin took the lead of BioWare's post-launch plan. After leaving in August, Robertson seamlessly replaced him, though without a change in title. In September, Robertson scrapped the game's act structure. So in other words, they took away the acts of that DLC or that was season pass that was coming, that roadmap that they got outlined the pre-launch that was out. At the time, he stressed that the team is working on fixes for Anthem's core problems, but warned that they will take time. His departure obviously didn't reveal the game's fate one way or another, but it's disappointing to see practically every public-facing figure at the studio who worked on Anthem either leave or move on. And that is a fact, my friend. That is a sad.
Keeping it within the EA news. I know.
Great.
The next Battlefield game is coming in
Really?
2021 or early 2022, according to Electronics Arts. In a recent investor call, the next big game from EA Dice will ship during EA's 2022 fiscal year, which runs from April 2021 through March of 2022. And EA will instead focus on another game, Respawn's Apex Legends, as its marquee shooter in 2020. Apex Legends will expand next year onto new platforms, including mobile, and EA will push the game into China, of course, right? Because we all want that Chinese dollar.
Money?
What is it? It's not yen. What the hell is it? What do they use? Whatever they use, the Chinese currency. The company
Bits.
said.
Wait, are you
bits.
sure it's not yen?
No, that's Japanese.
No, that's Japanese.
Oh.
What is Chinese money? No, not money.
Currency.
Currency is the yuan.
Okay.
One Chinese yuan equals $0.14.
What?
Or $14. That's
Wow.
one Chinese yuan.
Interesting. All right. EA added that it's keeping Respawn hyper-focused on Apex Legends, and when asked about the possibility of Titanfall 3, the chief financial officer, Blake Jorgensen, said, we won't forget about Titanfall.
Oh, I was going to say, did he just laugh maniacally and said, like, that's never happening?
I mean, I'm sure he laughed afterwards. Battlefield Dice has been an annual cycle of delivering a new Battlefield and Star Wars Battlefront games since 2013, but it sounds like the developer will continue to support 2017's Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 5 for the time being. So, yeah, guys. Unfortunately, no Battlefield for anyone. And if anyone would agree that annualizing a game is not the best move, that would be myself.
Well,
I think we can all
Activision begs to
agree on
differ.
that.
Yeah, Activision begs to differ.
I mean, yeah, but that's, it's like Apple, users, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God.
No, please tell us more. Let's alienate half of our listener base. All three of them.
In one shot, right? Yes, we lost 2/3 of our audience immediately. I kid, guys. No, not at all. All right, any other pieces?
Kojima Productions' Death Stranding will come to PC months later after the PS4 launch. Woohoo! Kojima Productions' debut titled Death Stranding is launching on PC next year, rendering the once PlayStation 4 exclusive a mere PlayStation 4 console exclusive, as 505 Games steps in to polish the game on PC. So the PC release have never been ruled out. The game has largely been thought as a PlayStation 4 exclusive for most of its development. After all, Death Stranding was announced back at 2016 Sony's E3 stage. Sony Interactive Entertainment was announced as its publisher from the get-go, and the game is built on the SIE-owned studios Guerrilla Games Decima engine. The announcement isn't a complete surprise, however. There's always been some rumblings that Death Stranding would eventually launch on PC. Rumors fed by a quickly deleted Q&A mentioning the PC launch a few years back and other comments along the way. So yeah, obviously Sony's not going to be polishing the PC version that has been given to 505 Games, who recently published Control on PC. Very good port, I might add. And it'll be interesting to see how the Decima engine moves on PC. I have no doubt that it'll do great. Another engine that was on that came on PC that worked out magnificent was the original Metal Gear Solid 5 engine. I forgot. I want to say, was it the Lumina engine? I don't remember what it was called. It was probably not the Lumina, but it was Konami.
The Fox engine.
The Fox engine.
Yeah,
yes, thank you. Sorry. Yes, the Fox engine. and that looked amazing. That we were thinking like, oh my god, this is the engine that's gonna be that is it's gonna be used by for every game that is gonna come from Konami. Back when we thought Konami made games, and that thing looked amazing on PC. So I don't know. It'll be cool to see. Maybe I should do that, right? Maybe I should just wait for the PC version and just get it at a sale or something.
Sure.
I don't know.
I mean, it'll probably just be $10 by then. So.
No.
Oh, all right, guys.
PlayStation 4 will be $10. Come on. Okay, that's a Kojima title, sir. Have some respect.
Oh no, I'm very respectful. That was just a joke. It's all in it's all in jest. It's all in jest.
Okay, I apologize to Kojima-san.
Sorry.
Listen,
Mr.
I'm
Kojima.
sorry, but I just saw an ad that Shadow shared into GG about Death Stranding with Rick and Morty.
Yes, I've seen that.
Oh my god, that is hilarious. Oh, if you haven't watched it, go look at it. It's just a couple of minutes long, and it's absolutely
it's the
worth
top
it.
story, or one of the top stories. Yeah.
All right.
Good game. .rocks. All right, guys. We'll be right back with our hot topic.
Hot topic.
And we're back, guys, and it is now time for our hot topic of the week.
Hot
topic.
Yeah.
Once again, this week's hot topic, guys, we are discussing the Unforgiven.
That Metallica song that kind of changed our perspective on Metallica. We used to think that they were really cool, and they were not cool anymore.
Not have you thought of Metallica, sir?
So I was gonna ask.
I was still more.
I was gonna ask. They are unforgiven, but are they unforgivable?
Are they unforgiven too?
Huh?
There was a song. There was a Metallica song called "Unforgiven." Unforgiven 2.
Yeah.
Why did you do that to me?
Yeah. It's like completely threw me off.
To make my case, Metallica used to be cool. We won.
There, yeah.
Dude, you could have just. I mean, you literally kicked me in the face with that. Like,
I'm sorry,
it just
man.
came out of nowhere.
I'm so sorry. You know what? If
it was great. It was great.
Enter the Sandman was an awesome song. Black was a great album, regardless of what people say.
So our Unforgiven games, guys, or companies at this point. Let's start with the early this year, EA and BioWare released a highly anticipated game. I will definitely say that it was one of those games a lot of people were looking forward to. I know, Chaos, that you were. You and I played the alpha or beta or one of the two, and we both walked out like this isn't bad. This could
be something.
Yeah, it could be something. Anthem is the title that we're talking about, a little indie title from EA, and obviously it came out to very mixed reviews, and being a live service game has significantly dwindled in interest from my ear, right? Like if I look at people what they talk about, look at forums, no one's really talking about Anthem. And it was supposed to be a live service game that was going to last for a while. So let's start with EA, or specifically, EA is not going anywhere, for the record, guys. Let's be real. They're going to be fine. However, BioWare may not be so good. And, of course, the title itself seems to be fading into existence. So what do you think?
Quickly.
Extremely quick, yeah. What do you think, starting with the game, what do you think of the future of Anthem? Can it turn it around? Can it No Man's Sky the shit out of all of us?
All right. I'm considering that I did. Well, I don't know if Dream played it.
I played it actually. I subscribed to the EA thingamajig to play for a month.
So
I
you probably
played it for like a few hours.
Oh, I was gonna say so you probably played it the most, but I guess not.
Yeah, I put honestly, I put on it probably like 2.5 hours. So you guys probably played it more. I could not stand the crazy loading, the some of the ridiculous design that they have at the beginning. And I realized they have done some work on that now, and is not as horrible as it was. But to tell you the truth, there was so much negativity around it already that it kind of weighed on me a little bit on my decision to continue with it, because
It wore you down really quickly, right?
it wore me down real quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It didn't look like it was going to get any better the more I played.
I was super hyped for this game ever since it got announced, and I watched those 30 seconds of quote unquote gameplay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and when I played it with Mad Dog, like, just the feel of you flying through the air was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
God, it was literally an Iron Man simulator, and it felt awesome.
Yeah.
And the little shooting that we did, here I'm thinking, I mean, this cannot be another Destiny where where the beta, it's literally the game. Lo and behold.
It can't happen again.
Yes, it is. I got duped again. I didn't pre-order this time, though. I didn't even buy it.
I got in on the on the Origins thing, because honestly I was excited too.
Which is pretty cool.
I was excited too. The moment when I saw that gameplay from that trailer, of it, it always looked like a next gen title, right? Like the title that they actually promised.
Proper next gen.
Yeah. And there was a lot of movement on the screen, and I'm thinking like, of course, that's probably gonna be toned down a little bit, but
of course,
not to the extent that it ended up getting, and still the flying was cool. The problem with it was that it had some really like stupid choices around that time, like the fact that sometimes you couldn't tell when we're actually not gonna be able to fly anymore. I picked up my character that I picked was heavily melee heavy, so I was just destroying fools
Storm.
with it. I picked the ninja looking one.
I don't remember their names, but I think the magic one was Storm, the mage looking one.
The one that created the one that created Storm. Yeah. That. So it was. I could see the idea of it. I can see where it could have been something cool. The problem is that this is not something that freaking BioWare should have been working on. Right?
No,
this is something that you give to a different group of talented people. Let BioWare do BioWare type games. They did so well on Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect. Dragon Age, not 2, because 2 is bullshit. But Dragon Age Inquisition was a little rough, but it was good. I'm not gonna say it was a bad game, because
even 2 added its own bit of story though. Like, it was still something.
2 had a story, it just didn't have anything else. But seeing the type of game that Anthem was becoming was like asking Shigeru Miyamoto to make a freaking Call of Duty game,
exactly.
But I mean,
Way
the
too ambitious
problem
for that team.
The problem was that other than the flying, everything else was bland. The shooting was bland. The enemies were bland. The story was bland. The world was bland.
Yeah, there was a time frame for a lot of these things, and unfortunately, they had to speed everything up, and little things like you just go a little bit too far off to the side, and suddenly you're in a loading screen, and you're like, oh, okay, that's something.
Yeah, did they ever fix that where if you strayed too far from your teammates, you would reload?
Don't know.
I don't see how you could.
Haven't gone back. Yeah, it's the engine, right? Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, it's the way it was almost designed to do. So I don't think they were able to. Yeah. It's like, hey, everybody keep grouped up. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way we're gonna make it through this.
That was so stupid. They should have just given you an option to like, oh, you press this button and well, you can just teleport to their location or whatever. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean it's hard because I mean it's easy for us to like sit here and what they call them armchair develop.
Okay, but that's
Then at
exactly
quarterback-
that's what we're doing though. You know, we're trying to tell them like, how can you fix this? Well, that could be one way of fixing that. Not
Oh,
to
believe
mention-
me, I don't pretend to tell them how to fix it. If anything, I'm giving my opinion is, yeah, this I don't think you should waste time and resources on this game anymore. I think it's time to
It's
cut
time
your
to pull
losses.
the plug. Pull the plug on. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, as much as I would love to watch us succeed, like if they added crazy customization, you know, and the guns actually varying in look, rather, because apparently the same guns that we picked up, Mad Dog, in the beginning in that beta, is the same type of gun that you pick up in Endgame.
Wow.
Yeah, the style of the guns they varied so little, it was just horrendous. So like if they would do something wild with it. It would right now. It would still be too late. Like,
But we can all agree that at this point,
they should just
they
kill
should
it.
just pull the plug. So I think there is no redemption for the Unforgiven anthem.
There
because-
could be. They will have to kill it and relaunch it at a later date, properly done.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
but that's going to
that-
cost a lot of money. It's gonna kill
I don't
revenue
think it's
because if
gonna-
they kill it now out of nowhere, no revenue is going to. If they're getting in revenue to begin with, no revenue. I assume they're making something, right? Because if they were making anything, they
would've shut it
pull the
down
plug.
already.
Yeah, exactly. So
No,
they have
I-
some sort of stream coming in.
I think I think this is EA is not gonna put. This was gonna be my next question to you guys. If No Man's Sky did it, why Anthem couldn't do it, right? What do you think Anthem is not redeemable
Because
at this point?
Because
I
No Man's
think-
Sky was open about it.
the actually, on the contrary,
Were
they were very hush about anything. The only thing we
Really?
got from them early on was, "We've heard your concerns. We're working on the game," and they were
They
out.
went
You could
radio
not
silence.
get. It went completely silent, and then just the updates started coming in. As the updates started coming in, the problem with that is this: the No Man's Sky, which is what the fuck is it? Hello Games.
But-
Hello, game.
Hello Games was their only thing. This was their own. They had anything else. They had nothing in the in the pipeline. They were a small development team. This is all they had. So they were like, either we're out of the business now because no one's gonna fucking let us do anything else, or we double down and we fix this. EA, I don't think they're gonna cut losses. That's how a big company works.
What I meant about being open was they were open to the feedback.
Oh,
And they actually listened and paid attention and delivered on what the player base wanted.
true.
Because
That
let me tell you, at the beginning, at No Man's Sky, I mean, we all now praise the way that game got fixed. And let me tell you, I actually loaded it up recently, and that game runs beautiful. And I want to go back and play that game.
And it
I'm
really
playing
does
this
give
one,
you
but
that space exploration.
It really does. It really is really delivering of it. It doesn't take away the fact that Sean Murray. What's his name?
Yeah.
Sean Murray at the beginning, hey, he made a mistake. He was a fucking liar for the most part of it. You know, when he went on the thing, over promising. He was Peter Molyneuxing the crap out of this game.
Yep.
For what it ended up happening. But hey, if anything, it goes to show he made it work. He game got redeemed, and I'm here to tell you that right now, after poo-pooing No Man's Sky when it came out at the beginning, because I had it,
Mm-hmm.
I
Me
still
too.
own it after
bought it
all
day
these
one.
updates. This game is a complete 180 of what it was, and it's definitely worth playing right now.
I
Definitely.
just don't see. As I'm saying, I just don't see EA even. It's because that's cost money. That's what it is right now. That was 2 years of the company not making anything. You know, occasional person buying in, but they had to. They probably took losses. You know what I'm saying? They made money up front, right? Because a lot of people bought in, but then after that, it was a lot of losses because they weren't doing anything else. EA is not going to do that.
No,
EA's going to
EA
say,
is
look, at some point, once we see the revenue stream get to a certain low number, we're out, we're done, and that could be right around the corner, dude. Seriously.
EA has at least to balance. I mean, it's gonna sound funny, but yes, their reputation, whether terrible or horrible, it needs to be. There needs to be a balance. They can't pull the plug too early, right now. Even though I can see them doing it because it's
Yeah, I
EA,
was saying,
and
if
EA
it gets to the
is the
point no one's
worst.
play- if it gets to the point very little people are playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they still. I mean, they also they have to be. They have to face as little face as they have, right? They can't just come tomorrow and announce that they will pull the plug. At least I don't think. I can't imagine them doing it. Although I can't imagine them doing it tomorrow. But I can expect. I expect. I can see how they would. EA is. Let's not forget. It's a publicly traded company. They report to shareholders. This is the way shareholders are not gonna be like, oh yeah, let's be good. Let's be good faith for the players, and let's work on fixing this. Also, remember, Anthem is such a stigmatized title right now that whatever you put that name on is almost destined to fail. It's almost destined to fail. Like, don't do Anthem 2. Do not even think about, working on an Anthem 2. If anything, that IP is dead.
Yeah, it's or dormant for a long time.
You gotta give me that flying again somewhere, man.
But let it be someone else. Yeah, let it be someone else figure it out.
Yeah, and Dormant will be Need for Speed, where it's a famous intellectual property. It has had its up and down during the years, but it has delivered sometimes, and it hasn't delivered in this couple of years. So they're making it dormant. An IP that just is nascent, an IP that just came out and it did not deliver on day one. They're not gonna give it another chance. They're not gonna risk it.
It's gone. Yeah. It's gone for good.
That's why I say it's dead.
I agree. Real quick. So we kind of all agree Anthem's probably gone for good. BioWare.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
What do we see for BioWare? I don't think they're going anywhere just yet.
Well,
however, I do think they are seriously in the hot seat. Even though I want to point fingers and say it was all BioWare's fault, or point fingers and say it's all EA's fault. You're one company, you're all going to share the blame. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think they're kind of in the hot seat. They didn't deliver it on Andromeda last, and that was not a good game, or not a great game, or whatever. It didn't reach the expectations that they wanted.
It
right?
It killed Mass Effect. Or it put Mass Effect to sleep. Let's put it that way.
Another dormant franchise, exactly.
Yeah.
So, what do we think for BioWare? I think this whatever the hell they're working on next. That's sink or swim time, basically at that point. So I think they can easily, because we all know EA has no problem shutting down a division. They can easily be shut down if it doesn't meet the expectations.
Yeah. And then all eyes are gonna be on Respawn.
Respawn,
because they own Respawn outright.
Dragon Age has to deliver.
Oh yeah, it needs to blow our minds. Dragon Age 4.
It has to be at least as good as Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Also, you know how you pivot the company. Believe it or not, it's too risky to go new IP. After Dragon Age, we see a Mass Effect reboot.
I think enough time has passed that.
No, from Andromeda, hell no. Andromeda, not from Andromeda. Honestly, when I say time, I mean like Dragon Age is probably gonna be like 2022 from the looks of it. Then we're talking about 2024 or 5.
That's enough time.
Now that would be enough time. Yes, definitely. People need to forget what Mass Effect Andromeda
was. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's move on to the next. Let's just jump into Fallout. Jump into Fallout. So Fallout 76, guys.
A dead horse.
It should be a dead horse, but it is making money, believe it or not. There are people playing this game. And yeah, I agree. I thought the same thing. But
I don't think so.
Now that said, there are less and less people. Like because of what happened recently. No NPCs. This stupid freaking subscription service that has frustrated even the diehard. So it's now going and dwindling. But can Fallout 76 turn it around? Can we see something from them? I'm just going to start out by saying, nope, they're screwed. Move on. But what do you guys think?
I think I mean, making some money is not equal as making money. I think I don't think this is a win for Bethesda right now, and it's obvious because look at the desperation moves that they're doing to try to bring some sort of revenue into this game. This game's dead in the water right now. Now, could they turn it around? This one has a chance of being turned around. The problem is Bethesda. I don't think Bethesda is the type of company that how can I say this succinctly? Because let's not forget when Elder Scrolls Online came out, that game was not great when it was released, but it got better. They kept working on it, but that's different. That's kind of like an MMO. I guess it's not so different considering that this one's going the MMO route now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly what it's doing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this one there is an opportunity here. It's not a corpse yet. It is you can revive this, and it starts with however that new expansion looks when they start bringing the regular NPC, human NPCs, because that means that you're gonna have some proper questing, right?
Mm-hmm.
At that point.
Well, you're assuming a lot.
We hope so, at least.
This is I wouldn't bet money on it. I'm just saying, whether Anthem is dead, Jim, it's dead. I think Fallout 76, believe it or not, if the cards were played out right, it has a chance of turning around. Now, whether it might be too late for that, that's another matter. And the things that they're doing right now are certainly not helping. Putting a $99
subscription,
annual subscription on it was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this goes against anything that could have actually made this game work. You're making things exponentially worse. Like, stop it. So Bethesda is the worst enemy that they have. Bethesda is basically the cancer that will have to be removed.
Their own worst enemy.
Yeah, well, I do believe that Fallout 76 could turn it around. I don't trust Bethesda to be competent enough to do so.
There you go. There you said it. You said it perfectly. Yeah.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to be turned around at all, and I think they're just guys. They're just. I mean, there is a slim chance, but considering the bonehead decisions they've made so far, they're just going to fucking ruin that slim chance by making some other thing. It's like, oh, we need a little bit more money. So, guys, this month we're going to raise the monthly subscription service to $15.
Yeah, if anything, they should have gone.
Yeah,
they should have gone completely free to play. They could have gone completely free to play, and
they would make more money now
and get the revenue from right.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, they did the complete opposite. Like who is in charge? Todd, are you having problems, man? Are you okay?
I think it's Pete Hines, bro. I don't even think it's Todd. Todd was one of the creative directors, or Pete Hines is the decision man in the background.
Are you guys on distress right now?
Are you guys high on LSD?
Family members hostage or something? Just blink if you're in trouble, and we see through the podcast.
I think that there are certain kinds of weed that are just a little bit overpowered, and they are probably, dabbing a little too much into that. So
probably
slow it down a little bit, guys. Slow it down. So that's how we feel about Fallout 76. Obviously, I don't think anything has happened to Bethesda, but what do we think of Bethesda's? Let's call it the next year, right? Because right now, this year hasn't been very kind to them. I'm trying to think of a major title. What's the one? The Wolfenstein Youngblood? That was one title. It was okay. They introduced microtransactions into that game as well. It seems that they have this path laid out a little bit, and now they've delayed. What is it? Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
What do we think for them in the future? Do you think they're?
I think that their next big shot will be Elder Scrolls 6, and they're gonna fuck that up too.
That's too far, though. That's too far. I think.
What about the Star? What is it? Star Dream?
Starfield?
Starfield. Yeah.
Yeah, Starfield is the next actually title that is coming in, and if the rumblings about it are true, it seems to be a kind of a Fallout in space type of situations. Hey, like the Outer Worlds is right now. Ha 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 ha. No.
Look at that.
It seems to be like a very Bethesda type type of game. Like you wouldn't not recognize it. Oh, this is a Bethesda title, but who knows if they're using that horrible engine still, that embryo crap engine. But what do I think about Bethesda? I think Bethesda was Bethesda was a good polishing company. Oh, not a good, but it was a polishing company that was the developing stuff like that, but. They kind of look, but now I'm talking about the polishing right now because I'm thinking they looked at the money that the dirty money that EA was making, because it's dirty money, and they were like, "Yes, we want that. We can out EA," and that's how they started on. And they did their toes. It was a little bit first. It was, that free to play mobile game, which was good. That Fallout mobile game. I forgot what it's called.
Shit, I forgot what it was called too.
That one, yeah,
Shelter. Fallout Shelter, yeah.
Fallout Shelter, and but now it has become exponentially worse and worse and worse to where you see what they did with with Fallout 76, what they did with Wolfenstein, and I say what they did. I know Wolfenstein it's machine games, right? And so it's not the actual polishing company, but there are some decisions that are being made here that that they're coming from the top, which makes me very worried about Doom Eternal. Like right now, Doom Eternal is a wait for me because of that. Because I almost feel like, yes, they can still fuck this up badly. Doom Eternal could end up being microtransaction reading, bullshit of a game. Good. That it has ass, and even though it's hard to believe, just like it's hard to believe Fallout 76 coming around and becoming good, it's just as hard to believe that Doom Eternal could turn around and become crap. But it's still a possibility because
it is. So, the common factor is that the decision making that they clearly don't have. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. The last one we have is Ghost Recon Breakpoint. One of the new kids on the block, if you will.
I know next to nothing of this game.
Well, Ghost Recon is a long. No, I'm not going to go that far.
I did a deep dive on this one, so by all means, please.
Oh well, no, you by all means, sir.
Yeah, I was going to say by all means.
I know that it's riddled with microtransactions. I think that the service is a little broken, but that's all I know.
Yeah.
The gist, sir.
What can we say about Ghost Recon Breakpoint? It is definitely the breakpoint of this series, I'll tell you that. Because Ghost Recon, that particular franchise, when you remember what it was, which was a very different, very methodic, tactical. I'm not gonna call it simulation, but it's
a third person, third person shooter.
But it was
military style. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very military style. It was very different from what this is, right now. And not to say this is the formula, the Wildlands formula. I want to call it the Wildlands formula because it's what Breakpoint tried to do. the Wildlands formula is bad in itself. It's just that the Wildlands formula is the low common denominator, that the thing that everybody has done to death already. We've seen it many, many times, but unfortunately, it's a thing that tends to sell the most, and therefore, where Ubisoft is gonna try to take its game. Basically, Wildlands was a third-person Far Cry game. To me, it has a map. It's written with crap. You go everywhere, collecting this. The story is mediocre, but because it's a sandbox, it's cool to play in the sandbox, right? So, Wildlands had moderate success, I would say, and then immediately, without letting Wildlands, Ghost Recon Wildlands breathe, just when Ubisoft was tweaking and making Wildlands a little bit better here and there, here comes this title that no one fucking asked for, and they riddle it with all sorts of bad decision, microtransaction, and loot boxing, and crap like that. I'm sorry, microtransactions. I don't know about the loot boxes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's loot boxes.
The microtransactions of the asset. When I say bad decisions, I mean like just changing the color of your weapon will cost you, a ridiculous amount of money, which is like what, and also time savers. If you want to skip the game, basically, I'm surprised that they don't. I'm surprised they don't sell you the win button. Like, if you want to beat the game, but you don't want to play it, just press F and win. $10 on top of it. I'm surprised they haven't done that. I mean, I'm waiting for it. And then the gameplay, the choices they make on gameplay, where they try to implement some RPG elements, but they kind of half-assed it because they either didn't have enough time, or I don't know, whoever was in charge of the decision making was making some really poor choices. How are you gonna tell me that you can go against human targets, enemies that are bullet sponges, except if you hit them in the head? Like, you could be 10 levels below, but if you hit them in the head, you kill them. And those kind of decisions made this game very, very, very poor. Even though I get it, I see where they were going from, what they were coming from, and it could have been another Wildlands. At the very least, another Wildlands would have been acceptable, right? But it wasn't. It wasn't even that. The game was also full of bugs. Because again, it feels like they did not give it time. So much so that now the CEO of Ubisoft,
Yves Guillemot.
Yes, he decided to just give more time to other titles. To the other titles that they have, like Watch Dogs is not coming until later on in 2020.
Yeah, and also a bunch of delays to their current, which, to be fair, I think is smart.
That's good
in a way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like this is why, of the three, Unforgiven, I think this one has a chance, because if of the three, but between Bethesda, EA, and Ubisoft, I would say Ubisoft is the one that is more likely going to support this game till it's where it needs to be, because they have a track record of doing so, right? The Division came out, and it was okay, but by the time right before Division 2 came out, the Division itself was still a good game, and people were still playing it. What is it, Siege? What's the... Rainbow Six Siege. They've been supporting the shit out of that game, and that is one of the top esports games and all this stuff out there.
Shit,
For Honor is another one. For Honor is another one where they're constantly doing. So, of everybody, I'm not worried about Breakpoint. I mean, it's sad that it came out in that state, and it's sad that they made the decision, particularly to have all those microtransactions completely ruin the game for anyone. And obviously, you had another game, Wildlands, which was already getting to that wonderful point that they've done with these other games. I think in that letter that he released, he realized or he's saying that the company in general realized we're having too much of these. We didn't need this one yet. It's still out there. We're still going to support it. We're going to fix it. It was a mistake to release, but because people already invested in it, we're going to go ahead and support it. So I commend them for that. And they also look at it and say, by the way, we're also going to delay these other ones because you can't only have so many out there. Yeah. That's a smart move. It's a smart move. It's a move that's being done out of desperation because of what's happening. But it's smart that they're making that decision going forward. They already did that with Assassin's Creed when they were annualizing it, and they said, nope, we're going to stop annualizing this and focus a little more. And now Assassin's Creed is one of the better games. Give it, say what you want about the XP boost and all that stuff. Even you, Dream Twister, didn't do the XP, and you still enjoyed it for what it was. Yeah. And many people did. So, of the three, I think Breakpoint has a chance. I think there's a company behind them that's has a track record of support. Bethesda, on the other hand, no. And then EA, we all know fucking EA. So I think Breakpoint has a chance to get out of the situation that it's in.
Yeah, I think in the case of Breakpoint, it's funny because the game itself has a chance of turning around and at the very least turning into something that the actual vision of what they try to make for that game. Ubisoft, though, for all the right choices that are decided to do, I feel like it's hard for me to trust them just because they keep making the same fucking mistakes. And yes, I appreciate the fact that they support their games, and when a game gets released, bad, they worked on it and they try to make it better. Guess what, guys? Maybe, I'm just gonna throw this out there, just an idea. Maybe don't release a shitty game when it's not completed. Maybe finish your game. Maybe delay the game. I mean, you're doing it now, but let's see in what state will Watch Dogs 2, Watch Dogs 3, sorry, comes out.
Well, I mean,
or it's not called
considering
Watch Dogs 3.
considering the extended development time, that only spells good things for a lease.
I sure hope so.
I mean, plus on top of that, if you really look at it, if you saw that letter that came out from Ubisoft to the investors when they were talking about having to delay that, there was a clear message from them saying, yes, we know this is going to cost, right? Because you're delaying major games, out because we need to focus on the ones we have and this major one that obviously didn't live up to what it needed to live up to. So I agree. Don't make a dumb decision up front. That's always the best way to go. Mm-hmm. But companies make dumb decisions, particularly when you have investors involved. It is what it is. I still commend them to an extent, not 100%, but to an extent, for them saying, "Hey, we're going to take a loss," because that's what they're doing. They're delaying all this stuff, and that's going to cause a loss. That's going to cause a dip in their financials, and that's what they mentioned in that letter. So it's telling the investors, "Hey, I know this is going to hurt, but stick with us because in the end, it's going to be better." And when I look at it that way, I'm like, "Hey, I mean, granted, it's not the best thing, but when you look at it compared to EA and Bethesda, these guys are at least making some sort of attempt and not letting money in the bottom line make the decision for them."
Yeah, this is not gonna die like breaking at them, And it's fair to say they do it with the games that they see that they have potential, because they don't do it with all the games. Obviously, what was that racing game that came out? I don't even remember the name. The Crew, exactly. Like I haven't heard of them touching The Crew at all.
Yeah,
but they're picking.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts on our Unforgiven trio?
The Unforgiven 2. There is. I mean, I want to commend those companies that have actually turned it around. When they have released their games, they were disasters. but they made a commitment to make the games better, and they were successful. And you've heard us mention the names many times, and they're not the only companies. They're just the examples that come to my head right now, which is, of course, Final Fantasy 14. When Final Fantasy 14 Realm Reborn came out, that was a complete 180 from what that game was. And right now, I will dare to say that it is the best MMO out there, bar none. And same thing with No Man's Sky. Man, I hated No Man's Sky, and man, I hated to hear this guy, the interviews of Sean Murray at the beginning, because he just everything was so it was so bold-faced lie, from it. But he definitely got humbled the fuck down to the point where he said, "We're gonna fix this." Then they went quiet, and they
did exactly that.
And right now, my dog. This is a game where if you see it on a special, get it.
I'm keeping my eye out for it, believe it or not. And I may not wait for a special. I think, I never bought into it early on, so it's not like, and it's not going to be $60 no matter where I go at this point. So I think, I can throw. I think now they definitely earn. That thing. I just don't. I don't have faith that
they restore my faith on Halo games. I'll tell you that.
Definitely. I'm still wary for the next Halo game project and go, okay, let's be real on what you're selling here. Sean Murray. All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of an awesome, real episode of GG's the Mouthful Podcast. Real episode 184. Excuse me. Too many. Blue moons over here.
I'll say.
Yeah, they're not even called blue moons. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. As always, please go to goodgame.rocks and please join the conversation there. And always like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. This is Mad Dog signing off for this week. Mr. Chaos Reaper.
I just hope that Anthem at some point comes back. In one way or another, I don't care who develops it. Give me that flying again.
He's keeping the faith, guys. He's keeping the faith.
Please.
I love it. I can't deny it, sir. The flight. My only complaint was it should just stood, right? It was just why is it a bar? Why is it suddenly stop flying? Just let him fly. Just let him fly. It would have been great. Yeah, exactly. It would have been great. I agree. With the flying portion, I don't have as much faith as you as far as the Anthem product.
Overall, like somewhere down the line in the future, someone give me that Anthem flying again.
Fair enough. Maybe when BioWare gets let go and the no, I kid. Mr. David Santos, aka Dream Twister, take us home.
I commit to playing Death Stranding.
Oh boy.
And hating every part of it. And I'll let you guys know.
Why? It comes out in PC next year.
I should probably wait. And right now it's a decision of, do I want to play it on the computer, or do I want to play it on PlayStation 4 with HDR on the biggest screen?
Play it on computers so that you can tell us, how wonderful 120 frames of that shit is. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
GG!